Wendy and Alan. This is just a quick Shopify video to help cover the things that you wanted to know before we put the shop live. So the first thing we talked about is the product links, how you use those on social media. Obviously at the moment the store is not live, so we're just going to use it in the preview mode, but the principle will be the same when we go live. Effectively, you'll come to your store. Let's just say you wanted to promote this particular item on Facebook. If you click on the item, you'll see that brings up the details for this particular product that you're selling. And then the URL, the address at the top, is then the label of your shop. And then obviously in the product section, and this particular product is the oak hall chair. That's what you've called it. And that is the link that you would use on social media. So basically what would happen is it would take people to this product page. So if you put a photo of that product on Facebook, and you use that direct link, what you're doing is you're showing the customer the item for sale and you're linking them straight over to where they can buy it. And that's the best way to do social media marketing for products. Rather than sending them to a website or to a homepage or somewhere they can't find it, send them direct to the product that you're talking about. So that just covers that. The other thing you mentioned about was the tags. So if we just go into a product, tags are quite useful. You can put some relevant tags within this section here. But actually what's more important is the actual title of the product and the description. And I did briefly mention that to you before. So if it's a particular brand, if it's Japanese, if it's a certain date, anything you think somebody's going to put that into Google, things like Moorcroft, things like Edwardian, keywords that are actually important that people might be looking for. You always want to make sure that you have those in the title of the item and repeat it in the description of the item as well. That's really important. And why that's important is because if you come down to the bottom of each product, it does give you an indication of what your search engine listing for that product would look like. So for example, it says Burmese Buddha throne as the actual main part of your SEO, and it's got that from the title of your item up here. So even down to wooden or the century or something that's an additional keyword to add in there, you'll find it will really help if you can make that as descriptive as you can in terms of giving the product a title. It also pulls in the actual description that you've got as well. So the same principles apply for the description. If you can get some good keywords in there, down to the materials it's made with, down to a time frame, a particular period, something that you think somebody would be sitting there looking up these sort of search terms, that's what you want to make sure you have in the title and also repeat that in the description. So that's relatively straightforward. And when the shop goes live, linking to the products is the same principle. Click the product and then use the link as I've shown you just earlier. You may need to watch that back again for that to make sense. The postage options, a little bit trickier but nothing too difficult. You log into Shopify. Down the bottom left here you have settings, click on that. And then basically you then have a shipping and delivery section, click on that. I've changed it so your rates are only for the United Kingdom to stop you getting loads of overseas orders, so that you can only at the moment just ship to the United Kingdom. And everything within Shopify, you won't do any damage by exploring. So all you have to do is click on manage. And at the moment, it will show you the products that you've got for sale. And then below that, it shows you where you're shipping from. So it has to have your location and your address. So we've got that in place. And at the moment, it's just the generic shipping that it pulls in by itself. And you can add and change that as you require. So for example, at the moment, the standard shipping on here is 0.5 to 2 kilograms. It's got an estimated transit time of 2 to 4 business days. And the price has been set at £4. And then you've got another shipping rate here, which is 2 to 5 kilograms. And that's 2 to 4 business days. And the shipping set for that is £6.50. And then basically you can add more, so 5 kilograms to 7 kilograms, whatever you choose, and have as many different rates in here as you feel is needed. And the important thing is that the products you're uploading would need to have the weights when you upload the product details. That's what will determine which shipping category they fall into and which charge applies. So for example, if we're about to upload a 4 kilogram product, we will need to make sure that we actually list it in the product as being 4 kilograms. That way the shipping will automatically be £6.50 because we know that, because the shipping rules tell us anything between 2 and 5 kilograms is £6.50. So it takes a little bit of setting up, but should be fairly straightforward. There are other ways to do it. This is the way I've always done it, based on weight. I just find that it's always very accurate then, as long as you're putting the weight into every product that you upload. If you want to change anything, the little dots to the right hand side, so for example, if you decide £4 is too cheap for something that's up to 2 kilograms, click the little dots. You can do edit the rate, you can give it a particular name, you can set the transit time, so whether it's express, whether it's standard, and then you can adjust the price as you see fit. This option here is, like we discussed, it's based on weight. If you decide, oh, the weight thing is just too much aggravation, you can set a shipping based on the order price. So for example, if you've got a very expensive item and it's not particularly heavy, you could base it on the actual price of the order and do a set rate for shipping for that particular item. Personally, I wouldn't go down that route. I would keep it all based on weight. I just think it's much easier to track, and you know everything's being charged correctly when customers are checking out. So yeah, and again, if you cancel everything and don't save everything, you haven't changed anything that's there. Add some more rates in as you see fit. There are other shipping items options available. I haven't really covered those, but you do have things such as, if you want to offer a local delivery, you can set that up. So you can actually say, well, look, we do a local delivery and it's a certain charge within a 10-mile radius, whatever you choose. I won't go into that. If that's something you want to, though, the option is there. And you can also do a local pickup option as well. So you can have certain items where you say this item is available and it's available to be picked up locally, and you can have settings and things within that as well if you want to. So yeah, that should cover the three things we talked about: the product links, the product tags, and all the search engine optimization and the keyword part, which is critical, and finally the postage options. So if you just want to go through the products that you've got and settle your postage options and check you're happy with those, and then basically I will do a quick check before we go live, and we can basically go live. So any further questions, let me know, and thanks for watching.